I met my friend Sam in the COVID lockdown in December 2020. I actually hired him to be my video editor for this channel. He edited a few videos, they were good. We started to talk on Discord calls, we'd make each other laugh until the point that we were literally tearing up, and we became friends. I don't think he'll mind me saying this, Sam was a Jeffrey at this point, right? He didn't know what self-improvement was, and he used to play video games for like 12 hours a day. He was actually a live streamer, so he would live stream on this website called Twitch, and on on Discord, on his profile, when he was live streaming, it would pop up as like he's playing the game live, and he, his face is on there, like on the internet. And I wasn't much of like a video gamer. I was very much into like sports and training and business. But I used to play games when I was like a teenager. So when I saw this, I went onto his live stream. He's playing like some games, and I made an account on this website where he was live streaming, but I didn't write my name. I'm pretty sure me and him spoke about this, and I might have a video of it somewhere. But I started to support him as like a random person on his live streams, and I started to send him like $5 here and there. And he was like, "Whoa, like, this guy is being like so generous. Like, thank you so much." We spoke about it, and it became quite apparent to me that our lives were very different. This was 2020, 2021. I'm extreme on self-improvement. I'm in like discipline mode, growing my business, meditating, training, doing all the good things that a young man should be doing. Sam just didn't really know these things just yet. He was playing video games all day, not eating clean, didn't even exercise, meditate, whatever. I don't say this to be insulting, by the way. Like, I'm sure he'd tell you this himself. So pretty soon, by about like February 2021, I almost became like his unofficial mentor, like getting him onto the same path as me. Naturally, when you are so extreme on self-improvement, being disciplined, when people hang around you, you naturally talk to them about it. And he was very receptive to like this messaging. I would push him hard, like, "Come on, Sam, maybe don't play video games for 12 hours a day. Okay, let's sign you up to the gym." And to get him signed up to the gym, we literally shared screen. He showed me like the map of the city he lives in, and I picked out the gym for him. We went on the website. Okay, he gets the code. We went on Google Maps, and I was like showing him from the outside of the gym, "See that door? Okay, that's the one because he had like social anxiety. Like, so that's the door. You go inside, put the code in there, and then call me when you're inside." And we called, and I walked him through like his first gym session. Like he's balanced his phone, and then he was on like the machine leg press. And when he felt more comfortable with me, this is when he told me just how down bad he was. That before he met me, he wasn't just depressed, but he was contemplating ending his life. So around here, we really spoke about it deeply, and he told me he was on antidepressants. And I said to him that if he follows what I say, I will cure his depression in 2 weeks. He kind of looked at me like as if I was an asshole. He's had this illness for years. But I said to him, "I think I know how to fix these kinds of issues." And I had already fixed them for myself. I had already fixed these like mental health problems for so many young men by just getting them onto self-improvement and discipline. And I was kind of wrong, because it didn't take 2 weeks. It took 2 months. 2 months after that conversation, he got off antidepressants. He was no longer, I don't want to say the word because YouTube can remove it, but what he was considering to do to himself before, he never considered it again. We get closer, we become best friends. I'm encouraging him to go to the gym and to at least try to start meditating. He doesn't want to like meditate. Oh, it doesn't work for me. But I'm trying to push him to do that and be disciplined and stay away from like the bad habits and everything. He's still editing the YouTube channel videos, like this channel, all this time. This is like 2021. And then in July 2021, the channel blows up because of like this one random video that I made like when I was like just after university. And then about a year later, 2022, I see him as like my best friend, like my unofficial brother. And we start to meet up in person for the first time because, it was the COVID lockdowns. Both of us are the kind of guys who like just stay at home, right? So it took us a while to meet up in person. But when we did, it was funny. We had so much jokes. We were laughing. We like went out together. And in 2022, I decided to pay for him and a few other of our editors, like the team for this channel, And I flew everyone over to Amsterdam to meet together for the first time. I paid for this penthouse. We went there. We met up with the boys. It was fun. Before we know it, we're all shirtless just on the canal. I love these memories. And I really felt like I had a friend who I could be like so honest with and who really got me. And I told him like everything about me, and he did to me as well. We went to Thailand together in 2022. And the trip was okay, but after that, some things changed. It was here where Andrew Tate was really going viral, and Sam got quite obsessed with him and the character, and Sam changed his entire wardrobe and changed his body language and the way that he would speak. A lot of young men started acting like Andrew Tate here, and it seemed like Sam was hiding his real self under the mask of sunglasses and cigars and trying to look cool. I still saw him as you know, my friend, my buddy, the guy I'd laugh with on Discord and we'd joke about everything. But now there was like a mask, a character that was forming, and he hasn't been the same since. He saw the success that I was building and everyone could tell that it was affecting him. This is when he kept on using this phrase, main character. He said to me that he didn't want to be the right-hand man anymore. He didn't want to be known as like Hamza's editor. He wanted to be the main character. Main character was like this trend that like young people were using on the internet to symbolize like the superstar of the show, like someone who's very important. He started hating being known as Hamza's editor. And I could feel this resentment towards me. Even though like I was the one who brought him up and brought him onto this journey, I could feel that he was thinking badly of me. One day around this time, he complained that I was making more money than him. The business owner is always going to make more money than the employee because the business owner is the one who takes all the risk. I tried to explain this to him, but there was a lot of envy here, which is normal in a situation like this if you both started from a low level. But you are the one who owns the business. You are, you know, the star of the channel, and the person who's behind the scenes sees you grow. It can happen that he starts to feel a bit of resentment because he wants to shine and get the money and the attention for himself, and he feels like it should be maybe 50-50, even though he was an employee and this was my business, my YouTube channel, my face, my stories. I don't mean to be, you know, cruel, but like seeing him dress up like Andrew Tate and smoke cigars and sit like this when we were talking with each other. But I could really understand what he was going through, because as a young man, you're still finding your way, you're still trying to learn your own values. And so I tried my best to not judge him negatively for this. And then in 2023, I took a break from YouTube and I let him go. I still thought we were on good terms. I recorded a video where I basically sent people to his page, like, you know, his social media profiles, and said, basically, whatever he makes, like a program, go and buy it because I vouch for it and I tell you that it's going to be good. That video, when you really think about it, an influencer with millions of followers recording a video saying, hey, anything this guy makes, just buy it because I promise you it's going to be good. That video is like a testimonial. And it was so valuable that Sam actually had it pinned on his Instagram for 3 years straight. I hyped him up because I thought we were still on good terms. I thought we were still friends. I don't think he thought that. This is going to be an embarrassing story. On one of the last days that I saw him, we were with a couple of the guys who I also thought were my friends. But I noticed that they had kind of developed like their own kind of like inner circle. And I was being sort of like removed from the group now that I was like quitting YouTube and I wasn't paying Sam like any money anymore. We went up this waterfall together in Thailand. And you know when you're in a group with guys and you just know that you're not really important to them? That's how I felt. We went up this waterfall, we were, you know, hanging out there for a while. And I ended up speaking to like a group of people who were up there at the waterfall. And when I finished the conversation with them, when I turned around, my friend and the one or two other guys I thought were my friends, they had already started walking back down the waterfall. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll go try and, you know, race up to get to them. But it's kind of, you know, dangerous to go too quick because it's steep. And so I just walked the entire way down by myself, like this 45-minute hike just by myself because they didn't wait for me. And I remember thinking like, Sam would have never done that. Like, Sam is not the type of friend who would leave you behind. That's my perception of him. And it hurt so much, that 45-minute hike down this waterfall, thinking he was not this kind of friend. But all this time I was paying him. And now that I'm not paying him anymore, He's left me behind. Like, I could see it from his perspective of like, okay, well, we're really working together. Hamza's gonna leave soon. I'm here now all alone and I need to figure things out. He posted a YouTube video where he started to thank all of his friends who had helped him. He thanks this guy for helping him for like a half an hour over coffee. This guy for helping him make a website. This guy. And then he just ends the video. He didn't mention me. Can you imagine the feeling of ungratefulness if you saw someone that you had literally met at his lowest point in life? You helped him as much as you possibly could to such a high level, and then you just see no gratitude. Even though we stopped working together at this point, I genuinely thought we were still going to be friends. And when I saw this, I was like, oh shit, it was all about money. I didn't speak to him for months after this. I ended up getting therapy to literally talk about this. And in the middle of one of the sessions, I was talking about how much I still loved him and I appreciated him. And I ended up just grabbing my phone in front of, the guy who was like helping me with this problem. And I sent Sam like I think a voice message just saying like, oh, hey bro, I know it's been a while. I miss you. And, I hope things are good and whatever. We just didn't speak for a while. And slowly we started to build up a bit of a friendship again after like a year or so. But recently everyone noticed that he had like this darkness over him. Even people who recently lived with him, a guy who worked for him, came to me and told me that all he does is just lock himself in his room all day, drink like 10 coffees a day, chain smoke cigarettes, cheat on his girlfriend, but then most of all, just worry about making money all day. And that's when he attacked me. He made a video where he attacked my reputation, my message, my mission. The video was titled, "Self-Improvement Did Not Change My Life." And inside of the video, he tells his opinions about self-improvement, saying it didn't work for him, which he has the right to do. That's fair enough. You have the right to your opinion. That's not the problem, even though it's not really true. In the video, he says that it was video editing that changed his life. But he was already a video editor for a few years before I met him, and he was still like on antidepressants and suicidal. It was when he met me and got onto self-improvement that his life changed. But in the video, he was talking about me when he kept on saying to the viewers, like, you've been sold lies about self-improvement. These guys are telling you to meditate and whatever, and it's a lie. And he tried to make me look bad in the video. He says like, oh yeah, self-improvement is, it doesn't work. All these guys are lying to you. I'm not on self-improvement and I get girls. And he literally had a few-year-old clip of me on the floor, like wrestling with a guy, and I'm getting like tapped out by someone, right? Like I'm losing in like a martial arts fight against someone. And the camera pans over to Sam talking to a girl. And I remember watching that thinking like, that's so interesting that you used this clip from years ago. Like, he made this video in 2025. That clip that he used was from 2022. And the point he was trying to make was, okay, well, he attracts girls. And he could have just shown himself with some girls recently. He could have just, shown a picture. But he chose that clip from 3 years ago where it's like the dichotomy of like, look, Hamza's the self-improvement guy and he's getting tapped out by his friend. We were like rolling, doing jujitsu and the other guy was winning. So I tapped out like this. But then the camera pans to make him look cool. He chose a specific clip to make his friend look bad. He attacked my reputation publicly. And then he sold his program straight afterwards, like dragging my image down and then his image up. Everyone could see through it that he was tearing my name down for sales. And so I texted him, we hopped on a call, but I wasn't happy with the situation. And I realized like, you can't trust someone who you've helped so much, but who's still ungrateful and now is subtly attacking your reputation. You can't trust someone like that. And so I denounced him. I posted on my Instagram story just saying that I don't vouch for him anymore because I had hyped him up like crazy this entire time. I wasn't insulting, I didn't call him any names, I just said, we're not friends, I don't vouch for him anymore, and I'm just updating my followers because I've spoke about him so much before this, so you have the right to know like my current opinion of him. And I didn't even say his name, so only people who really knew who he was would know who I was talking about. He saw that and reacted with a 30-minute hate video. There was so much darkness, so much anger in this video. And remember, this entire video he made was just in reaction to the text that I wrote. I didn't do anything else. All I wrote was the text saying, I don't vouch for him anymore. Just this title is insulting enough. Imagine your old best friend says that about you publicly. In this video, he tried to make it seem like I was sensitive about what he said about self-improvement. Basically, he said self-improvement didn't change his life. It was like video editing that changed his life. And to that, like, he's entitled to his own opinion. I actually said this to him on his call. He's entitled to his own opinion. It's not that he's saying self-improvement and discipline doesn't work. We don't need to argue that. Of course it does. That's not even up for debate. But what was upsetting about that video was the fact that he was dragging my name down. He was using little clips very intelligently to try and make me look bad and to harm my reputation, to try and boost himself up and then to try and sell the viewers his program. It was an attack on my reputation, not because he gave his own opinion about cold showers that he's entitled to do, but that he knew that people would think about me when he was saying, you've been sold lies about self-improvement.
You've been sold a lie. You've been sold the lie, and that lie is...
These guys, like, he's talking about me, the self-improvement influencer, and that clip of me when I'm struggling on the floor and he's talking to a girl, that perfectly chosen clip says it all. And like I said, self-improvement did change his life. Whether he wants to admit it or not, he was not in a good place when he was a video editor. It was only when he met me and I got him onto self-improvement that his life started to go up. In his video, he starts to criticize the text that I sent him when I was first hurt by this video. I text him saying, I don't think we can be friends anymore. And he criticizes like the wording of it, but the wording of that text message is so insignificant. And it's such an attack in his video where he's saying that I'm so feminine for sending a text message like that, like as if that's what you should be saying about a friend that you've hurt. Either way, it got the message across. We hopped on a call, and in the call, he agreed with me that the video wasn't so respectful.
Yeah, I get it. So you're sending your troops to me, and I'm kind of rallying them against your cause.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't really think that through from that lens, to be honest.
And the worst part hasn't come yet. In this video, he starts getting incredibly insulting, disrespectful, and even threatening. Someone sent me a clip of it, and I was actually horrified that this is what my old best friend said about me. I was so horrified that when I watched the full video and I knew the clip he sent me was from right at the end, I didn't even finish watching the video, but I'm gonna watch it right now.
I have such little capacity and interest in drama. It's fucking feminine and gay. Hamza, if you're watching this video, a final bit of advice from your previous right-hand man and former best friend of 5 years. Don't respond to this video. I will fucking bury you, Hamza. So enjoy your early retirement, get on with what you're doing. I'm going to get on with what I'm doing. You've completely blown it with me, pal. Fuck Hamza.
Even just those last two words, said publicly, fuck Hamza. I can understand he's upset. But just remember that what I did was the text that I showed you. Just saying that I don't vouch for him anymore because I saw his subtle attacks on my reputation. I saw little moments that made me doubt his real friendship towards me. This whole video is like that, just full of darkness, anger, and a lack of gratitude. It's so overblown. It's insulting, it's disrespectful. Again, look, imagine if your old best friend publicly, like on Snapchat stories or on YouTube, he says, fuck, and then your name, fuck Hamza, fuck Jack, fuck Hayden. And if they respond to this, I'll bury them. Imagine your friend doing this to you. The one that you anonymously supported on his live streams back in the day. And look, before you judge Sam, take a look at yourself and take a look at me. I've had seasons myself where I have been too obsessed with money. Remember there was a time like last year when I changed my entire channel and it was only money related and I was sat there like trying to get sales in my program. Look, we've all had times where we've become too obsessed with money. It's easy to judge someone like that until it happens to you and you get into that haze for a couple of weeks, couple of months, where you lose like that moral character. It can happen to any one of us. This morning I went on my channel, right? And in my latest video, there was about 5-6 comments of people saying like, oh Hamza, like what happened with Sam? Why aren't you saying anything? his video was like 24 hours ago, so I was taking some time to process it. And I really thought about it because 2 guys wrote a comment saying you should apologize to Sam. And I thought, okay, what is my mistake here? If I could go back in time right now, what would I change? If I went back in time, I would still have to tell my followers that I don't vouch for him anymore. Because of how much I vouch for him, because he's got content of me literally saying like, oh yeah, buy his program. I had to make that update because I don't trust him or vouch for him anymore, so I had to say it. So even if I could go back in time right now, I don't think that I've actually done anything crazy. Like the text that I put public didn't say his name, didn't call him any names, didn't say fuck and his name, or didn't swear, didn't insult him, didn't call him names, which I'm in my right to do. His reaction was very overblown. I miss my friend. And I miss the earlier days of our friendship when it felt like it wasn't all about money, when it was so genuine. But I forgive him and I don't blame him one bit because honestly, look, I come to the camera and I give you advice and I act like I'm the guy who like knows everything. Truth be told, honestly, I don't really know much. If anything, I'm still a fucking young man figuring out my life. And I make so many mistakes, even though I like to believe that I'm at like such a high level. And if I make so many mistakes, then of course everyone else will make a lot of mistakes too. I have had times where I was certain I was on the right path, I was doing something. And then a month or 2 later, I look at myself and I'm shocked that I said something like that. And so we can all look at a situation like this and think, okay, fair enough. Emotions got heated. It's not the best display of character for like, the YouTube sort of persona or whatever, but it's real. These things do happen in friendship. These things do happen in business and with money. It happens. Sometimes you just get so focused on your goals, some of your moral character goes away. It's happened to me. It's either happened to you or it's gonna happen to you, and it's happening to my friend. I would honestly love to be friends again, like how it used to be when it was just pure, genuine humor. But he would have to apologize for saying fuck Hamza, because that fell too far in the title of the video as well. Because again, like I didn't swear at him, I didn't call him any names. By all means, he has every right to like defend himself 100%. He can respond to it and say, actually no, the thing Hamza's talking about is wrong. By all means, he can say that. But name calling felt like too disrespectful, and I would want like an apology first with that. But I still have hope for him. I always saw so much potential. That's why out of all the young men who were kind of like Jeffries, who wanted my help, he's the one I helped the most because I always saw so much potential in him. And I still do now, even though this hurts, I still see so much potential in him. My advice to Sam, if you're watching this, just take like 48 hours off. Just take 48 hours off, away from the internet. And I hope this doesn't sound condescending. I really thought about this. I journaled about this, right? Take some time off away from the internet, just like 1 or 2 days. And read your Bible. You are a Christian. You are made in the image of God. You don't need to imitate Andrew Tate and show like a fake character to the internet full of darkness and money obsession. It's not the real you, and everyone who's close to you agrees with this. This darkness is not you. And this is why I can forgive you for this, because I actually genuinely think he's a fucking lovely person. And this is just like some of those seasons that happens every now and then when like the devil has like more of a grasp on you and you end up losing a bit of your moral character and you lash out and you call people names and you swear at people, you swear at your mom or something like that. Take the sunglasses off, stop smoking the cigars. You don't need to be like anyone else. You yourself are unique and you don't need to imitate like whoever's going viral right now and change your sort of personality or character into that, when you yourself bring so much to the table. And I'm not just saying this freely because Sam knows better than everyone else. I've had times where I've actually taken this kind of break as well, and I haven't like been on the internet for a few days straight to journal pages and pages and pages to really get to know myself. Because look, it would be so easy for my viewers to watch this and think, oh, okay, Sam's the bad person now. But listen, you do not realize what it's like being an influencer. You don't realize how difficult this job is on your mental health. And when you see an influencer, no matter the audience size, you see them messing up, have some empathy and some understanding. Because it's so easy as an influencer to start to lose yourself and become who you think the algorithm is rewarding right now. So many people did that with Andrew Tate. And I just want to see like the real Sam come back. I want to see him get back onto self-improvement, which is what changed his life in the first place. Like, he can tell everyone that self-improvement didn't change his life, but I know from being behind the sort of content in the real life that that is the moment that his life started to change. Before I got him onto self-improvement, he was considering ending his life. And literally in a few weeks, he completely changed his mindset. In a few months, he got off antidepressants and never considered it again. He developed himself in masculinity. He started reading some books. He made so much progress in 2022, literally from like the lowest level, Jeffrey level. He made so much progress in just like the space of 6 to 9 months when he was more extreme on self-improvement, when we were closer together. And then self-improvement changed only to just money. And that's when things got a little bit darker. But the path, the right-hand path, is here just waiting for you, Sam, to get back onto it. To say, you know what, look, it's okay to own up to mistakes and say, you know what, all of us need that discipline in our lives. All of us need to train hard. Look, I'm going to expose Sam for a second, right? No offense, this is probably a bit mean, but I'm just going to expose it. Sam hasn't been consistent in even exercise for the last few years. Not meditation, not cold showers, not reading, not gratitude journaling, and even exercise he hasn't been consistent in. He's told me this, and look, this is the worst thing I'm going to say, but his physique shows it as well. So someone telling you, yeah, you know, self-improvement doesn't work, but they're literally not even doing it. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I have literally made the same mistake as him of abandoning the self-improvement path and just focusing on money and getting kind of greedy. I've done the same thing, and I'm here now. I've meditated for 60 days straight. I've been journaling again. I've been eating clean. You probably can see in my face. People have been commenting like my face looks like it's glowing. You can see it. You can sense when a guy is on like self-improvement and he's being disciplined. There's like this lightness to his energy, this glow. And you can sense when a guy is not on self-improvement and he's not being disciplined. There's like a darkness, an agitation to his energy. I want to get Sam back onto the right path. I hope this video will encourage him. Like I said, I commented on his video and I even apologized and I said, I'm sorry for anything I did that hurt you. Because when we met, yeah, I must have been about 22 years old, 23 years old. And I'm sure I've done so many things to hurt him. I'm sure I have, of course. When you're a young man, you make so many mistakes. But his video was too far, like everyone's been saying that to me. Look, I'm telling you the truth, I fucking fell off so badly from all of these habits that I preached for so long, so it's no wonder that my energy on my own videos was so shit. But since I've been back on it and it feels like this is coming alive again, it's the discipline, the growth, the progress in the gym, it's like the meditation that stills your mind and gets you out of that darkness. These are the things that are just so valuable, so valuable. I can forgive Sam because I genuinely still, you can see it in my fucking face, I genuinely still have so much love for him. No matter, even with everything he's just fucking said, right? Can you imagine how much that hurts to see a video where he said, fuck Hamza and I'll bury you if you make a video? Well, look, I have made a response video. If you want to bury me, if you want to go and expose every bit of my private details, bro, honestly, you could fucking destroy my life. Go ahead. It'll be nothing that I haven't already said to the camera. In the 1,000 videos that I've recorded, I've told everyone that I am an extremely lustful fucking degenerate. If I'm in a country where weed is legalized, you won't see me for 2 fucking weeks. I've told everyone everything about me, but if you want to go ahead and maybe like hurt me more, you have the fucking power to do that. You can do it. You can fucking destroy me if you want. If that's what you think will bring you peace, go ahead. But just do one thing. If you have like respect for our friendship, do one thing. Take just 2 days away from the internet, read your Bible, and then come back and then see if you think that your video was appropriate. And don't get me wrong, look, I'm not fucking perfect. Of course, when I saw the video, I'm not gonna lie, I was pacing around my room thinking, fucking asshole. Of course I was, of course. And your response video to my Instagram post, it proved me right. But still, I don't even think you're a bad person for this, because I know that this industry, this business can get to your head. I know it, like I know that better than everyone else. This career is hard enough mentally without needing drama, without needing videos about your friends and whatever. Life is hard enough. My life is like a fucking war from the moment I was born to now. My life has been tough, and it still is fucking tough, right? And yours has been as well. We don't need extra fucking drama to make this harder. We don't. I can apologize to you right now. This is the problem. I'd love to say, oh, I'm so sorry, I take it back. But the thing is, I would still need to tell people what I told them. That's the thing. I hope you can understand that. And I had so much respect for you. I still do. I genuinely, even though this hurts and it feels, you know, the mind plays tricks on you and makes you think that something like this is huge. But really, if you zoom out far enough, the earth is tiny. You know, really in the grand scheme of things, this isn't that big of a deal. It's like two friends talking about each other online, like fucking feminine little girls gossiping about each other rather than just fucking talking to each other. But still, we have a platform and a reputation to manage. If you're one of my followers, I'm telling you something really important right now. Do not give any hate to Sam. I had to make this video to sort of defend myself here and to express my side of the story. But don't you dare go and waste your time on like arguing in the comments or whatever. If you are gonna say anything, you make it fucking respectful. I've seen a bunch of comments on my video saying like, oh, who came from Sam's video? Hamza, you're a scammer. Hamza, you're this, whatever. And if you're one of my boys, don't do that. Don't go to Sam's videos and start chatting shit. Because it's just fucking, like, what the fuck is this? Go fucking meditate, right? We don't need to be fucking commenting at each other's videos and taking sides or whatever. The truth is, this is just between two friends that went public and it shouldn't have. I think that's the thing I can apologize for. I felt in my defense that I needed to say something public because of how much I had publicly endorsed him. And I kind of had to take that endorsement away since I didn't feel the same way anymore. I still feel like that's something I had to do. I didn't want to make it like an attack on him, even though it might have felt like that from his case. But rather, if I've hyped someone up and he's got videos of me saying like, oh yeah, whatever Sam makes, just buy it, I kind of have to say, I don't feel that way anymore. And we can be so much better than this. There's real problems to be talking about. There's men who are addicted to porn. There's guys who are still playing video games for 10 hours a day, guys who are scrolling. There's people to help. There's a movement to lead. I'm gonna go back to posting my normal videos about self-improvement, just trying to give as much value as possible. We are currently on 65 days of meditation in a row. Let's fucking go, boys. 17 hours and 43 minutes in the last 65 days. Still didn't miss a day. It's not the streak that matters, of course, but I'm quite proud of that. This is still fucking season 2. Let's fucking climb back up and let's restart self-improvement together. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah.